Amen. Thank you, choir. And on behalf of the staff and membership of North Cleveland Baptist Church, I want to thank you for being a part of a very special annual evening of worship and celebration with us, and want to invite you back for the next few Sunday nights in particular. Next Sunday evening, our children, youth, and preschool choirs who will feature tonight will do some more music for us of the season. Our Sanctuary Choir we just sang has their featured evening 2 weeks from this evening, and 3 weeks from this evening is Christmas Eve, and we have our annual Carolite Communion service, our silent Carolite Communion service. You're most welcome to come and join and be a part of those. All those start at 6 o'clock. Also want to say on behalf of the church, thank you so much to our decorating team who work very tirelessly in a time it's not easy to find a lot of wiggle room on our schedules to get all the things in the sanctuary ready for us. We appreciate the servant hearts that are represented in these folks. And also Lanny Green, our worship leaders, you'll see featured tonight, and all of those who are helping out. There are three words that come to mind always when we have hanging of the green. The first is declaration. Probably over the last few days or weeks, you've been doing some decorating at your home, and we are decorating our sanctuary, God's house, and completing that task tonight, so that is part of what we do. Also, there's inspiration that is in the songs, and we pray that our hearts are lifted up a little closer to heaven because of our time together tonight. And last is participation. And we intentionally designed this service to feature groups and individuals from our church, from preschool to senior adults, all the featured choirs that you will see. And your participation is needed too. I hope as you came in, you did receive a candle. It's part of the closing time that we share together. If you didn't, the ushers at the doors will be happy to get one to you, and you can retrieve one during one of the congregational hymns and carols that we sing in a moment. But where you are asked to participate in song and otherwise, we certainly earnestly hope that you will do that. And toward that end, if you will, we're going to sing a carol of the season in a moment, and Lanny will direct us into that. But before he does, if you will stand together in the spirit of participation, take a moment to shake hands and welcome those around you in the fellowship of the season, and then we'll join in singing Angels We Have Heard on High.
Such wonderful fellowship we have tonight. You may be seated as we begin our program tonight. Dustin's going to come and read about rain.
In Northern Europe during ancient times, boughs of holly were believed to have magical power since they remained green through the harsh winter. Therefore, they were often placed over the doors of homes in the hope that they would drive evil away. Greenery was also brought indoors to freshen the air and brighten the mood during the long, dreary winter. It served as a symbol of life at a time where much of nature appeared dead. According to one legend, Christ's crown of thorns was formed from holly. The legend claimed that the holly berries were originally white, but were stained red by Jesus' blood. So for ancient Christians, the sharply pointed holly leaves became symbols of the thorns in Christ's crown, and the red berries drops of his blood. And as early as 1444, evergreen branches were used as Christmas decorations in London. In 16th century Germany, evergreen branches were intertwined into the circular shape of a wreath to symbolize God's love, which has no beginning and no end. It is no wonder that we decorate our sanctuary and our homes with evergreens during the holiday season. It reminds us that life we have in Jesus is evergreen, ever alive, and ever joyful. May our Christmas joy and enthusiasm endure like the evergreens with which we decorate our surroundings.
Would you stand with me as we sing Angels We Have Heard on High? Angels be seated.
With their parents, so we may need some lights and some parents to stand if they don't know where you are. You're gonna go back and sit with your moms and dads, okay? Have you?
Germany as Christians brought decorated trees into their homes. It is a widely held belief that Martin to a tree, walking toward his home one winter evening, composing a sermon to recapture the scene for his family. Candles. By the early 1600s, in 1841, Prince Albert, Queen Victoria's German-born husband, celebrated the birth of their first son with a Christmas. And soon it spread throughout England. In Victorian times, people decorated trees with candies and cakes hung with the Christmas tree tradition to the United States. Saw Americans decorating their trees at most Christmas venues throughout the world. Special ornaments symbolic letters or symbols associated with the roles he takes in our lives. Historically, the Christmas tree of a tree decorated with special ornaments for her church's Christmas celebration. The shepherd's staff points to Jesus as the good shepherd who laid down his life for his sheep. The three circles and the triangles both affirm Jesus' place within the Trinity. The chrismon, in the shape of a lamp, also tells us that Jesus is the light of the world. The Alpha and Omega is a symbol of when Jesus said, "I am the Alpha and the Omega, the first and the last, the beginning and the end." And finally, in Revelations 22:13 and 16, Jesus says, "I am the root and the offspring of David and the bright and morning star."
Would you stand with me as we sing, "Hark the Herald Angels Sing"?
God and sinners
the first.